how much do you put weight on Texas Nation needing to really prove that they are clear-cut better than BearClaw as we look forward to the future, which is next week, and the Minnesota Challengers Open?
I think it's a fair question, but I would say that we wouldn't need to see anything like insane for them to still think that they're the best. In my eyes, I think they're still the number one team. They lost in the regular season, but I still think coming in here, the number one team in North America, and that's just simply for the fact that they win convincingly. They won season 1, and we'll see if they can win here.
All right, fair enough. We'll consider the international conversations when we get that in front of us. BearClaw from the front, as spectated by Paradox included, the Hot Hands Lounge coming through, giving us the grand finals views. And how about the start for BearClaw? SMGs running rampant, able to get not just a couple of kills, but they're also putting pressure forward, maybe even looking for a bit of a spawn flip here early, as Texas Nation are a bit trapped.
Yeah, looking pretty solid here right off the bat. Radial also might have just found the perfect window to hit this pinch. Havoc is going to drop. Second one almost comes through. But General and Kismet too good with the team shots. So now it's kind of left up to Exotic to try to make a big play by himself. It's not going to happen. Only able to clean up one. So scrap time going to be secured. BearClaw able to grab at least 22 seconds. And now it's the fight for the rotation here to P2.
It's a fight for the boat, as Radial thinks he's got a timing to cut through and chase down Brezzy, who tucks himself in a corner. Good help from Kismet from beyond. So Texas Nation, after the rebreak of 1, they hold the lead and the numbers around the second hill. Noisy try as he may, try to make his play forward. And Havoc just scouted out 2 different BearClaw members just to give the information. He didn't even bother shooting. He's just like, here they are. Go do your things, teammates.
Yeah, gets the regen, and then Kismet from the side is able to come through for 1. One more player right through mid. Brezzy not going to be able to deal with him. Havoc actually, unfortunately, takes him down. So very scrappy P2 hill. Neither team with real control around it for the last 20-30 seconds or so here, but this could be an opportunity to try to secure at least the scrap time. We'll have to see BearClaw not only push through, but also see if they can maybe fight for the remaining 20 seconds. As General, he's still alive, and he's 6-2.
This is too slow for BearClaw. You have no pressure up towards where the first hard point was on the upper ring. You really didn't get convincing control of the top side of ship, so you can't battle these players inside of green really all that well. And you're going to be so late on rotation here. Now, the only thing that could possibly impede that is what happens to the spawns as this hit through the middle of the map starts to amount for BearClaw Esports. Well, it's not going to matter too much because the kills are not super convincing. It's just one player in the back in the form of Exotic, and you expect that, yeah, Texas Nation will still hold the spawns, which is indeed true. And as Havoc cleans up the work in the back, that's all Texas Nation here in the third.
Yeah, that was your big window, the 20 seconds there to try to work, try to flip out the spawn potentially. Doesn't happen, and now, well, it's a little game of peekaboo. Radial's able to find some shots there from afar. We'll be able to take out one. Exotic there for another, but it's still Brezzy holding the line alongside Havoc, who has soaked up just about every single second so far, and they're still putting on a clinic here from the front. This is going to have to be a chalked up hill here for the side of BearClaw Esports. They're going to have to simply rotate, and Kismet, he's already threatening the push.
Big elimination to keep Papa Kiz at bay. But here's the thing. At the top of this map, we said Havoc finished the first time that these two teams played on this map 12-25. He's now 8-4. On the opposite side, Welly, who went 32-19, is 3-4. So the conditions that BearClaw won against Texas Nation in the group stage have not even been close to realized for BearClaw's point of view. A must-hold coming out, and Texas Nation start to find the flood as they set up for a hit from the front side backed by Jungle.
Patience here. Waiting to see who is going to be from the front, and it's just Noisy, but now inside of the point, they can look the flood on through. Gunfight just need to be won, and Havoc finds Exotic. They're going to be able to break on through. Welly is just going to simply make an early rotation, see if his teammates might be able to fight for some of that scrap time, but it looks like it's going all the way of Texas Nation right now, as they're going to be able to fight for the remaining 30 seconds here, but could they spawn trap them, keep them pinned here? Noisy's going to be the only one on the ship, but he's able to find 2, might be a third, but he will be shrugged off the line of sight for now as he goes to the pistol, and Kismet will trade him out.
There's no need to take that challenge. You have to hold bolt control here if you're going to get a full 60 on the 5th hard point. There's just no need to chow that if you're Noisy. I know you got some good damage in, but that's just too greedy. So now this Texas Nation don't just clean up Noisy, they also put out some pressure towards the top side of the map. They've got boat control, they've got top AA gun control, and that means that for BearClaw Esports, these players inside the hill have to absolutely pop off, and it's just not happening. That is a major mistake from BearClaw Esports, just giving up space for free. Texas Nation already doing a pretty solid job of trying to neutralize the time here on the 5th.
And it looks like they should be able to at least fight here for the time very soon. Decent recovery, I will say, through the top of green, however, for BearClaw. It's just a matter of, can you win these battles right through the front? Because Texas Nation, they're here to try to respond. One last push for the remaining 20 seconds. Havoc only able to come up with one, and now it's up. Just try to see if you can move in for the remaining 15 seconds. But I think BearClaw, they're going to be totally okay with this, saying, listen, you can grab that 10. We're going to move over to the circle. We have the early rotation here, and they do get a good amount of time, at least off of this P5 hill.
I mean, it's an okay amount of time. I still don't think that hard point will be chalked as a win for BearClaw Esports. You could have done so much more. And the scrap 10 seconds, which seems marginal, I think if you're Texas Nation, you're already up over 60 points with 2 more money hills to come in the form of the 3rd and the 4th. So as you mentioned, give away time over through the initial here at the 1st. They are set up for the spawns that they want, not just for the 2nd, but also eventually the 3rd. It just comes down to, can you actually get back through and make sure this last 30 seconds is more contested than the initial? And as the kills start to come out, maybe easier said than done as Texas Nation look to push forward.
Well, this is 35 seconds over to BearClaw, and Exotic finds 2 more. This could be a full 60 unless Kismet has something to say about it, but he's still got a few members to deal with. He does find the first one. Kismet finds the second. He'll make sure no full 60s are going over to BearClaw Esports, but this one's still a little bit better as they're able to come up with about 40 seconds, cutting that lead down. However, they need to now find this rotation. General's up top on the ship, and he's only able to find one, meaning that Welly is here. They have positioning, and they might be able to lock down some more time.
Texas Nation have a double 2-man hit around the back. I think they're thinking that BearClaw may have committed more numbers to the scrap time at 1 than they actually did. And they're thinking that if they're going to continue to spawn to the left side, we can actually cut them off from ever seeing the ship by hitting this route, but they actually miscalculate. And BearClaw Esports, with a 3-man hit onto the ship itself, now control every inch of the middle of the map, and with that also the hard point. So just as BearClaw had made a mistake over through the 5th hard point in my mind, Texas Nation may have made a more critical mistake here, as they now have to break through the back 20 seconds and try to find a flip over to the 3rd. BearClaw Esports had just been given a tie game, essentially. Yeah,
this is really good for them, and again, they're going to give up with the scrap time now. Set themselves up for new, and now it's going to be on Texas Nation to try to break on through. Are they going to attack the spawns, or are they going to try to at least move in for a circle off the bat here? But Exotic, he's still finding kills on the exits, and Welly comes from behind, and we'll be able to find another. Look at the spawns now for the side of Texas Nation. You have no map control, such a long distance to travel before you're even going to see the point. I mean, this is the setup you want, and BearClaw, they're holding on to it.
And look at Welly coming back into the mix, 17 and 10 as he unfortunately falls just a bit short of potential streak conversations. But that's the big bounce back that you need from Welly. He was your catalyst for success, taking down Texas Nation on what has historically been their staple map mode combo. And he may have just woken up enough to make that happen once more. Texas Nation trying to contest from the front of the 3rd hard point. Unsuccessful was Kismet, and the kills come through cleanly. Chris now on the rotation. He's going to have help. Welly's right behind him as he looks to play from the top side of boat, and Texas Nation are going to be put into a position where they have to hold back and set up a defense around this 4th hard point, but easier said than done as Radial beats him to the punch and turns to find Havoc. What a double that is for Chris.
All right, still a lot to do, however, but this at least holds the front of the line here to allow your teammates to try to get here. Will he be able to find another? Yes, he will. Radial's on 4. Started off slow, but heating up now as it's Texas Nation that need to find a convincing response. They have to hold this to make sure this does not get out of hand. And the fact that BearClaw, they could get in here and almost end the game if they're able to find a break right here, right now. But Radial on the forest spree. Can he turn it into more? There's still 2 players bunkered up in the back, but it's BearClaw on the hard point for now.
And they're putting pressure on both sides. Welly was able to get around through the beachfront, so Texas are kind of split as far as what they're focused on. Leading to numbers for BearClaw. Kismet, the last one left alive. Stuns his feet. It will connect, but it's too late. Unfortunately, though, BearClaw had nades in design to get that flush out, and it unfortunately forces a team kill, leaving Texas Nation out of the spawn trap potential and with numbers to re-hit and re-break. 18 seconds of scrap. Havoc looking for the quick rotation to the middle, but shut down by Exotic. It's going to be about a tie game. 10-point difference if they soak up every single second. Advantage to BearClaw, though, as they have mid control and the initiation that they want towards the 5th hill.
Oh, they just have everything covered on the map right now. How do you move as Texas Nation? You have to win these battles if you want to get to that hard point. In player 6, Havoc, he's going to end up dropping here. Everyone's starting to fall. Hard point looking good. BearClaw, they're bringing it back. And you got one more hit here as Texas Nation.
Aburrito gets cut, trying to retake the middle of the map. Texas Nation will have numbers to break through this. It's on to Welly. He was the catalyst for success the first time and finds a double here. Noisy picks up the third. 245 to 214. The last hit from Texas Nation has to come out of the top side of the boat, and it's Radio watching the cross. They're not going to get here in time. And BearClaw, you need to hold that position in hand. And as Texas Nation break, then all of a sudden will have to take versus Texas Nation if they were to supplant them as the #1 team currently in North